Let's go over to EURNZD then, because again, EURNZD was something we like the idea of getting short on. I ended up getting short after price traded below this 50 MA. This time I ended up with a 70 pip reward. Got in a little bit late on this one, I must admit. We actually looked at this in the live stream as well on Tuesday. I wanted to be, we were looking at this area in particular, around about 176.40. And if you remember rightly, we were on the 5-minute chart and there was a double top in at that level. So if we just zoom up, this was an area where we were looking at, and at the time I was looking at this candlestick. So in theory, that would have been a way better short than when I got in down through here. You know, that was a little bit of looking at the market at the time and thinking that there was an opportunity to see this market trade lower. But again, we had that kind of news, I believe, coming up on Tuesday. Let me just flick back to that. Yeah, so we actually had some data out of New Zealand as well at the time. And then we had the ISM services PMI at 3 o'clock, which would coincide with this movement in here. So what I usually like to do is wait for the dust to settle and then you get involved with a market or try and trade before. But that was definitely a good area to look to get in right at that high. And that was basically formed from these hourly highs in here. Again, momentum was to the downside. The trend is to the downside. We're below the 50 MA, which is something I like to particularly see. You know, it's not for everybody using moving averages, but for me, it's a visual aid. And I can see that price is making lower lows. And we can see here, you know, price came back up, formed the classic pattern at this area of resistance. So ended up taking that market short down towards these lows. Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed last week because we ended up going short in here as well. And I didn't hold my position because I thought that we were going to see price come into this level of resistance. So I ended up taking a very short-term trade here. And, you know, that would have been an absolutely amazing trade, that one, in terms of risk reward, in terms of sort of pips gained at that point. So I was a little bit disappointed, felt the downside would continue into this week, and now we've got that. But look at how the market's moving now. We're going sideways here. So, you know, is it the right time to continue to sell EURNZD? Probably not. If we just flick up to the daily chart, these were the targets for us down at this level. You can see how price is reacting in and around here now. So, yeah, maybe EURNZD is not the one to look at anymore in terms of trying to get that downward trend play. We might need to see price either pull back a little bit first or break and try and head for some new lows. We've got these lows that formed in June, and we've got these lows back in May. That could be something as well. I mean, we have got the two central banks here kind of on different ends of the scale. The RBNZ have actually been fairly hawkish in tone, whereas you've got the ECB looking to be sort of that first central bank that cuts interest rates. So really speaking here, EURNZD is a good play just from a fundamental basis. But from a technical basis right now, we probably need to wait for some kind of resistance.